Everybody, and welcome to today's episode. You might be wondering, where exactly am I? Because, let me tell you, it's been a bit over a week since we actually started Astrocraft, and you probably don't even recognize my location because I've spent hours and hours of time working on this singular stupid thing that I realized later. So, pretty much to sum up something, you can see over here, I have this big long line of pink concrete, which I can keep walking on this mountain, and I can show you the almost full extent of it. And that is the length of how big my mega base is. Yeah. It's huge. So, yeah, it doesn't even fit in render distance even from here. So that's the length. And then recently, I was just doing the schematics for everything, and I was just figuring out exactly where I needed to go. I don't have the actual structure concrete laid out. I was just doing how much space of dirt I need, which I did the calculations for. Haha. It's a lot. It's like way more than I thought it was going to be, so that's fun. Luckily, I also decided to place it at a specific Y level, and now I can break some stuff instead of having to build the entirety of it. But then I found out that this block right here, this is how far out it needs to be. This is the other side of my mega base. So from here all the way to that other pink concrete line is how wide the base is. And I can actually show you a better representation because yesterday, I had some spare time, so I uploaded my mods. So if I load in my schematic for I have it all below. Let me fix that. Just let me do all. Yeah, it took a moment to load just because of how big it is. So say hello to Mount Saint Destructo, as I've nicknamed it, because it needs to be destroyed. I made the schematic as large as I need to make the dirt level, because I just made it that way. I didn't add dirt at the bottom, because I was a bit like, I don't need to add the dirt part. So say hello to current in progress schematic of my mega base, and I named it in progress because why wouldn't I? It's still in progress. So yeah, this entire mountain needs to go, which is always a fun thing to find out. So pink stuff is stuff that needs to go. You can see some stuff here doesn't need to go, but that's just because I haven't built anything there yet. So you can see just the sheer scale of the entire thing in the schematic. And it looked way tinier to me when I was designing this in creative. But now that I am on the top of this mountain standing here, I'm a bit like, well, this is large. I honestly thought that would be enough space down there, but apparently it wasn't. Because you can see, this is the back wall, but I have like another deep slate platform around it. I don't think you guys have seen my mega base before. So it has a deep slate platform around it, and it isn't filled in. I just finished building the walls the other day. I sat down for like 3 hours, finished building the walls, got the height to look right-ish, at least as right as it's gonna look for me personally. So this is the top of it, and I'm gonna have a roof, but like this entire thing needs to go. This is the back corner tower, so all this is fun. I designed a door that doesn't look too good from the interior, but it looks okay from the exterior, not the outerior, the exterior. And here I also have my stuff that I'm using to destroy this mountain. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly unload this schematic because it sort of makes my computer run really slow while it's loaded. So here is Mount Saint Destructo, and Starlight very much helped me out with this. She did a whole bunch of work. I did a lot of the work up here. I mined a bunch of the snow and everything, but Starlight took down a lot of ice, because the other day I was talking to her and I was like, yeah, I need to take down a mountain. Do you want to help me later today? And she said, sure. And I had to help her out with spawn because there was a catastrophe at spawn. So Goomlink created a rock shop, and so we finally found out what happened yesterday too. So Goomlink created a rock stop at spawn, which is a shop that has a bunch of stuff. He sells dirt, so I bought out his dirt stock because I needed to, because let me just show you how much dirt I need now. This is stuff that I've gotten from taking down the mountain. The snow is in that chest down there. So I need a bunch of it seems like my Minecraft audio isn't working today because I'm not hearing it. Okay. That's sad because that's generally how I tell creepers around me. I'm the only one online currently. But here's how much snow I've gotten from the mountain so far, which is always a nice thing. I'll put a picture of the mountain before we started destroying it on screen, and this is how it looks now. Because I started with taking down all the ice and the snow, and then I'm gonna break all the stone and dirt. Which is always a fun thing. But now I'm running over here, and I'm jumping up here. So over here is the pink line, so yeah, as you can tell, it's pretty wide. Here's how much dirt I need. Yeah, I decided to double dirt. That's how much dirt I need if there was no leveling and no nothing. And I'm hoping to get a lot of this dirt from just destroying that mountain and leveling out some areas. Here's how much dirt I've collected so far. And 4 of these stacks are from Goomlink. And then 2 of the other ones are for my starter base. Because, as you can tell, not everything is going to be about the mega base. You need a starter base. And it's probably a bad idea to spend a bunch of time on a starter base and then practically never live in it, because I've spent more time on the mountain at that little tiny station that I started at up there than I have over here in my real home. It's a bit sad, really. This is my home as of now. It's my little yellow bed and my furnaces, and it's sad and simple. Over here we have the pillager outpost that I also need to destroy, because that's always fun. So I'm probably gonna have some people coming over to get a bad omen for a raid farm at some point. And then all the way over here is the extent of the length of my mega base. So you can't really see it too well from the mountain, because mountain isn't in render distance, but here is the exact length of how much dirt I need to place. So that's always a fun thing to find out when you're building. It's always a bit like, oh, it's that big. Yeah, it was a bit sad when I found out. But I also have to take down a pillager outpost, so at least I'm gonna have a project for a while. Let me quickly go back to my bedroom. I will show you the cow pen. I recently bred them up, so I'm not going to breed them up again. You can see the structure down there. Actually, I should take some wood with me to expand it a bit, because as of now, it's a bit too tiny for all the cows. Okay. Can't even hear it. It's so weird because I'm so used to those sounds, hearing them like subconsciously while I'm playing Minecraft. It's so weird to not hear them. I don't know why it's not happening though. I have pumped my volume on my headphones up. It's weird because I turned on and off my headphones to get the microphone to work because I was having trouble with that before I started recording. And now the speakers won't work. So I'm gonna check that out after recording today, or in the middle of recording maybe. But here is my cow pen, and as you can see, they're pretty jam-packed in here. So I'm quickly gonna pick that up and give them a little expanse. I know that this might seem a bit mean and ruthless, but it is what happens when you have to eat food. In Minecraft, at least. I luckily gave them nice pink fences. I like these fences, actually, and I don't really like the color pink too much. So, here is... It's like become a mix mash of all this. I don't want to hurt the babies. Okay, it's become a mix mash of all of these. Okay, I expanded the pen significantly, so hopefully we will not have any more problems with that. I have been eating steak for a little while. I had to get a lot of food recently just because of all the stuff I've been doing. I have had to travel between here and Spawn too many times, so I am very excited to get a nether portal soon. I don't exactly know where to put it yet. I'm probably just going to start out with one up at the top of the mountain or near my starter base. And I haven't built my starter base yet, but because that is the point of today's episode, to build the starter base. And let me tell you, I have no design for the starter base premeditated. I have attempted to actually do what I'm planning to do a couple of times, with a couple of various different gradients, but the most successful attempt was probably on a world I was just playing by myself, not recording, and I then died, and because it had been so long since I played on that world, I forgot where my area was, and I didn't have the coordinates, so that was sad. But anyways, here is my starter base area. This is how big it's going to be, how big the base is. It's going to be pretty nice. Over here I have the chest with all the stuff. So yeah, I have gotten relatively good at MLG water buckets. And I say that and I like fall to my doom right there. So that's why I said relatively good. I'm going to do a bit more mining before I actually start building my starter base, and I will see you guys in the time lapse. Okay, so we are starting today's time lapse off pretty strong with some nice concrete breaking just to make the base of the build. I have been sort of overthinking while editing and looking at this base, doing some off-camera stuff, mainly mining and taking down the mountain a bit. I did not say this in the first clip, and I will say this again in the next clips to come, but I'm going to be streaming Thursday, July 6th, which the day that this video comes out is today for me. So tomorrow, on Thursday, July 6th, I will be streaming at 11 a.m. and it's gonna go on to 12 p.m. or 12:30 p.m. It really is just how much I've done so far and how much I would like to continue the stream, but that it's just really personal preference for me. If I still have stuff to do, then I will keep the stream going. I did not know the time when I was recording the next clip, so I now have the time I'm going to put in a channel post in case people who want to watch the stream do not see this video. But now I'm going to go back to building, and off of the stream stuff, I will be streaming on YouTube, not Twitch. So here I'm adding more layers round and round. You can see I'm sort of building it up still. So in the next clip you get to see the full tower because I completely finished the exterior of it. I don't really like how the mangrove wood looks on all the stone, so I'm thinking I might actually change that pretty soon just because of how weird it looks currently. I might just change a couple of things. I might decide to change it all together, or it might just be the sad stain of the series, the sad thing that happens. since I'm not going to be looking at the starter base very much. I'm building up my tower continuously right now. So this is actually the second time lapse. I had to do it in 2 parts. It took me 2 days to build this, actually. The first day, I wasn't able to get much done, and there are a couple of cuts where a bunch of progress was made, or like a little bit of progress was made, and it was because I had to get more of something, or I had to do something else quickly online and stop building for a moment, so I paused it, and then I completely forgot to unpause it for a bit. And that happens near the end of the time lapse too. But basically, I'm still doing the gradient. You can see every time I do a gradient, I have like these little cut ups that sort of are grading it, that are making it a bit uneven. I use the same strategy for all of these, which is basically it's allowed to be this tall and this. And I don't have a width length, just that one has to be in like every 4 or 5 blocks. It really just depends on how I'm feeling that the build is going to work. I use the same sort of rules as I did with my mega base design. Because it's a relative thing as of now. I didn't want it to go too high. I didn't want it to be too low. So I think that this one that I'm doing currently is probably the best one that I personally like to do. And you can see here I moved in a bit from the bottom. And then I'm moving out again at the top. So I'm making it like this much tall. I actually decided to add another layer to that level because I thought it looked nicer that way, and it sort of does. But the wood's really throwing me off right now, so I might have to add in glass to make the windows look better or something. But I'm not sure 100% if I like how it looks right now. Maybe some more windows might do the trick for me, but I definitely just need to add something to make this build look better in my personal opinion. Because right now it is not looking too pretty near the end of this time lapse for me. So you can see there's a big like pause of time here, and it's because I died and I was doing a couple of other things and getting more materials. I'm turning it upwards because that is where the camera goes pretty soon. So you can see I'm adding one more layer of 3 blocks up so that it is tall enough for what I'm building. I paused there for a moment because I've said this before on the channel. Oh, and you see there's another cut of progress. I had to get more andesite, so that's what happened there. I know what I did in that moment. But I've said this before on the channel that I like to watch shows on my phone or on my second monitor while I'm building, which is what happens when I pause. It's like I have to press a button on my phone where I'm watching it, or I need to check that it's actually still working on my second monitor. But yeah. Anyways, you get to watch the roof be formed. Nobody else was online actually while I was building this, which is always something nice when you're building, because then you can really choose how much progress you want to get done and if you want to sleep or not. It's a lot more flexible, especially on this server. So I personally like having the ability to build while nobody else is on, but in the future that's going to be different probably because of how I'm going to have to structure my building schedule. And is it just me, or does like this roof look a bit off just from the angle that I'm looking at it? It looks off like in the last clip too. I'm not sure what I did because I built it up completely even. There was no like extra block in any place. It's just completely even. And you can see me here. Actually, I'm messing with the stairs a bit to get the roof design that I wanted to work, and eventually I just quit the design and kept working with the rest of the rings that I was doing. So you can see I'm like continuing building around here, and I was using andesite as a holder block because I had the ability to have enough andesite to actually do that. So yeah, you can see there it's actually completely even. I think it might have been the angle that I was recording this in. I had to break 2 mangrove blocks of planks and they fell through the hole, so I had to go pick them up to finish the roof. So we're gonna go back down, and there's gonna be another cutout very soon here. I come and sit here for a bit, and oh look, a bunch of holes are already broken. You can see me breaking the last one there. And those are the windows at the top. They're all completely symmetrical. I think I might add some windows on the sides too. Here's another part where it cuts out a bit. I am building like the little overhang for the window. I'm not 100% sure how much I like this design too. I originally put a slab there, but it didn't look quite right to me, so I decided to put a full block. Later. And it's actually when I'm doing this one, I realize it. So I come over here and I do this. I sort of realized it's not low enough for me, so I put an entire block there, and I keep building, and I fix the other one later. I was sort of, like I said, I was building this on the fly, so I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew relatively what I wanted to do and fix. I had to get more mangrove quite a few times while building this. But the time lapse is about to end. It does end before I put some finishing touches on, so sorry about that. But I will see you guys in the next clip. Hello everybody, and welcome back from the time lapse. And I probably already told you I did quite a lot here. It took me 2 days to build the starter base, which is not really what I wanted to happen, but it is what happened. I don't really like too much how it turned out, but I think I can improve it over time. I'm probably gonna add some extra details later, but I just think the wood doesn't look exactly right against the light color of the andesite, so I might change that up later. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode so far. I am going to be streaming on Thursday, July... Is it July? I will be streaming on Thursday, July 6th. And you guys can watch me take down the giant mountain that I have over there. I might also start working on something I'm planning for episode 3, which is right over, well, it's right here. For episode 3, I'm planning to do some landscaping. So to let you know why some of these videos might seem rushed and why I'm doing a stream, which I can answer, and I will answer probably a question you might have again. I am going away for a bit, so I'm recording episodes in advance to post later. 3 is this week's episode. The stream should try and hold you over for next week, and maybe I can get another episode out if I have time. But I'm planning on taking down this mountain in the stream and pretty much starting to just keep flattening out this area, and you guys can watch me do it. I might answer some questions while on stream. I'll be streaming for around an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But you guys can come in and check on that on Thursday, July 6th. I am still working at the time for it. It's probably going to be around noonish, maybe a bit before noon. But I will put it in a channel post so you can go look at those posts, and I will probably have an answer there once I have everything planned out. And I will see you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and make sure to subscribe and like if you want to see more of my content. And I will see you guys next time on Astrocraft.